Here I am in Toronto, Canada's largest city. And I actually just bumped into a friend of mine who I met up in the Yukon, in the north of Canada, beside Alaska, almost 30 years ago while I was hitchhiking. We both went our separate ways. I made it to the Canary Islands and he made it back to Ontario, where he found his little piece of paradise just about 2 hours northeast of Toronto, and where he created his off-grid homestead paradise. He invited me to come check it out. So I'm going to take him up on the offer, and I'm heading up there and we're going to check out what he did, how he established his off-grid homestead, and how he maintains it, and what he grows there in his garden. Okay, here we are. Welcome to Curtis's 10-acre piece of paradise. Here's the front area. We got a cabin here. And then if we take it a little bit further through the bush and back down the road a little bit, hidden behind all this, we come upon the glade. Okay, so here we are in Prince Edward County. And I've come to visit with my friend Curtis, who I originally met in the Yukon about 20 years ago, and we just reconnected, and we thought we'd drop by and visit. So Curtis, where are we?
You're in Prince Edward County in the Glade.
The Glade is the name of the place. Yeah. Curtis's off-grid sanctuary.
Show him the panels.
Show him the panels. Panels.
The cabin.
The cabin.
The yurt.
And the yurt.
So, like, this is kind of a wetlands back here. So we get more mosquitoes, but you also get more dragonflies and frogs and bats and stuff.
Nice.
That eat them up, so.
And here's the outdoor shower. Here he has a battery pack that, and the propane you saw there is used during the colder months when you want to heat up the water a little bit. Here it comes, shower time. As you can see here, he gets his water from this reservoir. He fills that up with the rainwater he collects off his roof. And there you have a luxury spa treatment in the middle of the bush.
A little feral, but
that's the way we like it.
Less maintenance. And I think we watered it once. A little bit of weeding. Monarchs like it. Yeah, like we love the nature.
Welcome to the yurt. This is a 226 square foot yurt. It's about 17 feet across. And it's made by a local company called Yurta. And then of course the cabin. Nice little cabin. Really keeps you warm in those super cold months of the winter. All heated by this little wood stove. Heats up this small space quite nicely. Let's get into the power.
They hold quite a bit of juice.
So that's where you store.
That's where the power
the
gets stored.
So what would you call this? Just your
solar shed?
Solar shed.
Yep. So it's really insulated, so in the winter, you know, it doesn't have too many problems, but it overheats in the summer. So I got to put some fans in to get the air circulation.
Okay, so where does so the sun hits the solar panels?
Yeah.
The energy comes down and goes into here.
It goes through here.
It goes through here first, which is what the magnum energy.
Yeah. That's what takes the photons and turns it into electricity, and then it goes in as DC, and then it gets converted to AC and then run to the cabin.
And that's where it gets converted to AC over here.
Yeah.
And that goes directly to the cabin.
Yeah.
And you have it insulated because it drops well below zero in winter, no?
Yeah, and you want to keep your batteries somewhat warm. These batteries can handle it.
Cool. Basic gardening. So you have rainwater collection and solar panels for electricity, no?
That's right. Yep. And on a day like today, when it's super sunny, we produce a surplus of power. So if you want to run AC, if there's any batteries for tools that need to be charged, the time to do it is when it's sunny out. So what winds up happening is you live around your power production. So it makes you super aware of where your power is coming from, how to use it smartly.
So it's not just a flick of the switch.
Yeah,
You have to think about where it's coming from.
yeah, you turn lights off if you're going out, which you might not in the city because it doesn't have any effect.
Or leave your air conditioning running.
Yeah. It's neat though because it's part of that self-sufficiency. So if you're cutting your own firewood, you're growing some of your own food, you're producing your own power, it puts you in touch with the processes behind it. But the main satisfaction is from doing it yourself. That beautiful fire crackling away is because you harvested wood a year ago, split it, stacked it, dried it, and now you can.
Well, you've been doing that for years. You were doing that when I met you in the Yukon. Your cabin was heated by a wood stove.
Yeah, and when it's 45 below, it's a lot harder to heat.
And you had an outhouse at 45 below as well. Yeah. So every morning you would go out and do your daily business, 45 below, in an outhouse.
Yep.
Hardcore.
It freezes before it hits the bottom. So I built this guy.
Nice.
My design. Same with this.
Very good. And here's Curtis's tool shed and wood shed. Now, Curtis has been doing this sort of thing for most of his life now. He just didn't jump in from behind a desk job. He really knows what he's doing. And it's good to see that he's here living the dream.
Oh wow, I'm getting a squash for it.
That big bad boy.
Like I said, for a while, the peas are done, but I'll leave them in for a little while.
These are your potatoes.
It's a nice onion. Yeah.
What do you got there, Curtis?
Thai green curry.
Thai green curry?
Yeah, with fresh garden vegetables. Fresh zucchini, onions, peppers.
Sounds good. Thanks for dinner, Curtis, and thanks for the tour. Also, Curtis was the guy who literally wrote the Yukon hiking guide back in the 90s. Quite an adventurer and quite a liver of life. Thank you so much for everything, Curtis. And as the sun sets on the glade, we'll see you down the road.